Hello guys, it's me, G2. Let me turn this phone around and mount it up here. And yes, I am parked again. I'm getting ready to go into a meeting for VA rep. Hello, Stefan. I think it's Stefan. Hello, Stefan. Thanks for joining. I'm G2 Verado. I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. My wife and I are realtors for nearly the last 30 years. We practice in Phoenix, Arizona. I am also the Arizona State Director for the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, and I wanted to get this scope out this morning. I was going to do it at home a little earlier, but morning got away from me, and here I am getting ready to go into another meeting. Pardon me, just burped. So again, I'm G2 Verado. I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the month, I am going to be doing several scopes about TRID, the TILA-RESPA Integrated Disclosure Rule, also known as the Know Before You Owe Rule, put out by CFPB, Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Hi there. And one of the things I wanted to talk about this morning was, hello friends, thanks for checking in. Blow a kiss to Brazil. Hello, how you doing, Brazil? Happy to have you come in. Hey, how you doing there? I can't see your name. Dennis. It looks like Denise. Might be Denise. Hello, Denise. How you doing? So again, I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. I am sitting in my car. I am not driving because you should never scope and drive, but you can scope and sit in your car. And I do not have the camera mounted to my, hello, Dennis Rodman Jr. No, I'm not Dennis Rodman Jr. But I don't have my cell phone attached to my B script. Normally, I'll pull this up here. Normally, this is how I transmit. This is my B script. Got a big Rode mic at the end of it. Got a wide angle lens, and it mounts in the B script. But today I'm using just my cell phone, and it's attached to a device in my car. But today I wanted to talk again. This is for buyers of real estate here in the United States. Rules for buying or getting loans changed in October of this year, and one of the things that's really been confounding the industry is the length of time that it takes to actually manage and close a real estate transaction. So as I'm watching some of the people come in, if any of you are in America and looking at possibly buying a piece of real estate in Arizona or in some part of the United States, give me a thumbs up if you're in America and thinking of buying or selling real estate, or if you're a lender, or if you're a real estate agent. So if you're in this broadcast, please give me an idea. Thanks for that hat, appreciate it. If you're in this area, please let me know if you are a buyer, a seller. Hello, Florida, or a real estate agent or a lender. All right, I'm in Cali. Good. All right. So this is something really, really important. Right now, the rules that went into effect in October. You carrying a Desert Eagle? No, I don't. No, I carry a Glock 19. But thanks for asking. And Arizona is an open carry state. It's also a hello, greetings from Russia. It's also a conceal. You can carry a concealed weapon here in Arizona. So anyway, let me get back to my story. So in October of this year, the rules changed for lenders to put loans together for buyers. Where do you live? I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks for asking. So when the rules changed, lenders are charged with delivering to, hello Jack, thanks for joining. Lenders are charged with delivering to the buyer something called a loan estimate. Can you come down there? Absolutely. Arizona welcomes everybody. We're a very welcoming state. We got a few goofballs in Congress, but for the most part, Arizona is a great place to live and to come and visit and come to move to. Hi from Finland. Hello, Finland. Glad to have you on board. S. Beckett. Hello, S. Beckett. Thanks for joining. So anyway, we should kick it. We should kick it. Absolutely. So anyway, so the lenders are required to give a buyer. My wife calls me her wannabe cowboy. No, I don't have a horse, and I don't ride a horse, but I do live in Arizona, and this is my normal dressing attire, if you will. Yeah. Hi, I'm from Russia. Hello, Russia. Glad to have you on in the broadcast. So I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I really wanted to spend just a couple of minutes explaining to people, hello, Canada, explaining to people how the real estate lending process has changed and how that impacts buyers. So in Arizona and in America, when a lender gives the buyer a loan approval, a loan estimate, the buyer has, under the new rules, 10 days to compare that loan estimate with other lending opportunities from other lenders. I don't know Sonny Badger. Nope. I'm the 59th McDowell, and the property is barely starting to raise the price, and it sucks. Yes, that's true. The market is very, very fast here in Arizona, and what's even more frustrating is the number of buyers trying to buy a house has increased, so it's not unusual to find competing factions trying to buy the same house. It's very frustrating. It's difficult for everybody. And AMCA Nebbit. I have no idea what that is. So anyway, my point is this. When the lender, hello from Moscow. Thanks for checking in, Moscow. When the lender gives the buyer his loan estimate, hello from Ukraine. Thank you, Ukraine. The buyer has 10 days to shop that loan. And what we're seeing is lenders are sending out these loan estimates and then pressuring the buyer to commit doing business with the lender that issued the first loan estimate, the first estimate of what it's going to cost to get the loan. This is completely contrary to what the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau put in place. CFPB wants the buyer to be able to shop for that property. Well, thank you. I actually am a grandfather. We drink in Finland. Well, we drink in Finland, here in America too. And so what's happening is when the lender gives the buyer the loan estimate, lenders are pressing the buyer to sign this or tell the lender that the buyer's going to be. Well, that didn't work out well. We'll get rid of you. Is pressing the buyer to commit to that lender. That's not what's supposed to happen. Lenders are telling buyers that they can close a transaction in 30 days. If the lender follows the rules and allows the buyer to shop the figures that the lender gave the buyer on the loan estimate, and if the buyer chooses to go the distance, he's allowed 10 days to shop that loan. There is no way in hell that a loan can close in 30 days. You can't do it. The clock can't run that fast. It's every bit of a 40 to 42 day run at best, and that's if everything runs according to plan. But the reality is that with the intense scrutiny that loans are under nowadays for monies in and monies out of checking accounts, for income, for employment, all of these pieces of scrutiny have really complicated the lending process in that it isn't so much that the lending process is any different. It's the amount of scrutiny, the amount of checking and rechecking and double checking the rechecking that slows the transaction down. But my bigger point is this: buyers, by the rule, have a right to check out other lenders. Loan estimate, their intent to proceed, or that buyers are being pressured to commit to the original lender in play. And what the lender said was, well, we blame the real estate agents. We blame the realtors for writing 30 days. My question to you, if you are a lender listening to this, how in the world does it become a reality that the lender can skirt the rule, break the law, and pressure the buyer to sign the intent to proceed or give an intent to proceed, rather than give the buyer the opportunity to shop your loan? How does the agent, real estate agent, who wrote a 30-day contract translate into permission for lenders to circumvent the rule, to force buyers to not have the opportunity to shop those loans? I'd like to know, if there's a lender listening, how that makes any sense. I can almost bet there's nobody, especially a real estate agent, if any realtors are listening to this broadcast, I can't imagine a real estate agent telling any buyer, waive your rights to shop for a better deal. Waive your rights to see if there may be a better personality match between you and another lender. I can't imagine a real estate agent telling a buyer to do that. I can't also imagine a real estate agent encouraging a buyer to waive their right to receive. Where does this happen? It happens across the United States. I've been interviewing realtors and lenders across the United States, and I can tell you without a doubt, across the U.S., since the Know Before You Owe rule went into effect on October 3rd, we call it TRID, since that time, lenders are sending out the loan estimate tandem or attached to or simultaneous with the delivery of the disclosure documents, and then pressing in on the buyer to commit to use that lender, to sign the ITP, intent to proceed, to give the lender the go-ahead with that, and not telling the buyer, hey, by the way, slow down, check my numbers out, see if somebody can do better, and if they can, come back to me and let me see what I can do to match them. Lenders are saying that, and I heard this in the setting the other day, the lender said, well, we're giving them a worksheet that they can go shop with. The worksheet, what is this all about? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me recap real quick. I'm a real estate agent in Phoenix, Arizona. My wife and I are with Caldwell Banker. We've been in this industry nearly 30 years. New laws for buyers securing mortgages went into effect on October 3rd of last year. Buyers were given a whole array of extra time to exercise their due diligence, to check things out based on a set of numbers that are generated for the buyer on a special form designed by CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That's the form that the CFPB wants the buyer to use to shop for his loan. The CFPB does not want it and is not saying that the lender has complied with this 10-day shopping rule by giving the buyer a worksheet a couple of days before they went to contract. I am from Zara. I'm from Russia. I wish you good luck. Well, thank you very much. So again, and folks, if you're from out of country, I truly do apologize. This really is a United States specific real estate post or a broadcast, but you might get a little bit out of it. It's some of the conversation, I'm sure, is way more technical than you might even involved with. Well, that one we don't need. Amazing. I normally don't get a bunch of trolls, but I seem to be getting a lot of trolls today. Who knows? Who knew? So anyway, I'm G. Tuverato. I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. My wife Lori and I have been with Caldwell Banker for about as long as we've been in the business, nearly 3 decades. Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of people that have nothing better to do today than troll my broadcast. So anyway, again, I don't want to belabor this issue. Just if you're a buyer, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a real estate broker, if you're a mortgage broker, if you're a seller of real estate in the United States, know that the buyer has a right by CFPB rule to shop for his loan, shop the terms of the loan, up to 10 days after the lender gives the buyer the loan estimate. And for any lender to lean on the buyer and encourage or almost coerce or force the buyer to sign off on that loan estimate without shopping it is not right. I think that's simple, just not right. Yes, Bernie or Clinton, either one. So just please slow the transaction down. It is not the real estate agent's fault. It is not the buyer's fault. And quite honestly, it's probably not the lender's fault. And I would rather not assign blame, but what I would like to do is urge everybody in the business, in this industry, if you're a buyer, a seller, a lender, or a realtor, slow the hell down. The CFPB put rules. It could never be my fault, but thanks for asking. Slow the hell down. CFPB put this process in place to allow the buyer time to digest the information that is being presented to him in terms of the costs to secure a loan. And I said this last week in another broadcast. The best deal isn't necessarily the lowest price. Hell, might be the highest price, but maybe you're talking to 2 different people, one whose personality doesn't match yours, the other one whose does, one whose skill set is not quite at the level of the other person. Those are also reasons to make a choice. But you have to have the opportunity to make the choice. Don't get yourself pinned into, you got to do something immediately. If you're talking about taking out a mortgage loan, applying for a mortgage loan, you've got a right to shop that loan after you get the loan estimate for 10 days. Are they rushed to get? They are being rushed. The lenders claim that they're being rushed because real estate agents are writing contracts with a 30-day closing window. In other words, contract agreement date, closing date, 30 days. And that's probably true. There are agents doing that. But just because the agent did something stupid doesn't give the lender the right to tell the buyer, well, you need to forego shopping your loan because we need to get this done in 30 days. That's not what CFPB is about. And I can damn well bet that if CFPB thinks that lenders are squeezing buyers to close the gap on the window of time they're being allowed to, they should be allowed to shop that loan, I can bet you, I will bet that CFPB will have some very encouragingly firm guidance that will be directed to those lenders. So if you're a lender, don't send out the LE coupled to your disclosures. The disclosures come after the buyer has elected to use you. Hello there. Give the buyer the time. You know, we in the real estate industry for years have had to deal with this type of competition. It's part of how we do business. Maybe it's a new environment for the lenders. Now you're being asked to provide a no-kidding set of numbers for the borrower, and the borrower now has that LE to shop with. That's the way business is going to be done now. And borrowers are going to be able to take some time to decide if they're going to use you, if you're a lender, or a different lender. And quite honestly, if the buyer comes, can you say, you Gus? No, I can't. Sorry, I can't. So if, quite honestly, if it's so simple. If you're a lender, say, Mr. Buyer, here's your loan estimate. Please take some time to review my numbers with some other lenders. And if those other lenders have figures that are dramatically different, or if you think that my personality doesn't fit your personality, that's fine. But if you find numbers that are different and they are dramatically different, or even different to a degree that you want to see if I can better those numbers, by all means, come back to me and let's talk about it. That's how you build trust. That's how you build confidence in your client. Don't try to stuff them into a square peg into a round hole. What else can a buyer do to protect themselves? I'm new to this. So the best thing for a buyer to do is go to the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau website, or Google Know Before You Owe. Just Google Know Before You Owe. CFPB has put out an incredibly thorough booklet. It's only about 25 pages long, and read through that. Then search for real estate agents who understand the Know Before You Owe rule. Search for real estate agents who can guide you, that understand how to explain the loan estimate, affectionately called the LE, and the closing disclosure, affectionately called the CD, for real estate agents that can explain those documents to you. We're supposed to know how to do that. That's step number one. Get a copy of Know Before You Owe. You can download it. You can also send me a tweet at G2Realtor. You can tweet me on Twitter at G2Realtor, or you can send me an email direct. Send it to G2, that's the G, the number 2, G2Realtor at gmail.com, and I'll be happy to send you a copy of it or a link to it. The next thing you want to make sure you do is connect with a lender who has the foresight to think about you before he has to think about his own pocketbook. Now, many lenders do think that way, but unfortunately, there are some in my industry and in the lending industry who think about their pocketbook before your needs. If you get a feeling that that's the person that you're talking to, maybe you don't want to saddle up with that person or people. Maybe you want to engage someone who's got your interests at heart first, and theirs are second or third or last. Because quite honestly, when we do our job and help you get through the process in great shape, unscathed, and you end up with a smile on your face, you're happy. But if you feel like you've been stuffed through a spaghetti strainer, I'm pretty sure you're not happy at the end of the day. So again, I'm G2 Verado. You're very welcome, ma'am, or sir. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be doing a couple more scopes today and tomorrow, and I'll be scoping all month long. A friend of mine, Chelsea Piatz, is Also, we're on a 30-day challenge to scope every day. But I'm just really so passionate about what CFPB did for the consumer. There's a lot of people that are, thank you, I love my hat too. There are a lot of people that are frustrated with CFPB, and arguably maybe some of the rules they've written are way overreach, and there's some unintended consequences. But there are some parts of the rules that are very powerful and very much supportive of the consumer's role in this real estate transaction world. And you want to make sure that you are partnered with a real estate agent, a lender, and a title company who all understand the new know before you owe rules. Again, in our industry, we refer to it as TRID, T-R-I-D, the Tiller RESPA Integrated Disclosure. CFPB named the rule know before you owe. So Google know before you owe and you'll be fine. But anyway, listen guys, I'm going to be going into a meeting here pretty soon. I'm not only a real estate agent, but I am the Arizona State Director for the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals here in Phoenix, Arizona, and in the state of Arizona. If you have any questions or any VA questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to share any information that I have with you about VA loans, the VA process. Again, my wife and I, Lori, and is my wife, and I have been in this industry, well over 3 decades, and can help you in pretty much any aspect of residential real estate. Have a great day. Thanks for checking in. I really do appreciate you listening. I know it rambled a little bit, but I tell you, I just get so spun up when I see buyers being pressured to make a commitment on one aspect or another in the real estate or lending arena when the system was meant to slow down the whole process to give the buyer some time to breathe. Don't put him or her in a position where they have to feel like they're being forced to make a decision. You can catch this on the replay, of course. You can also catch the replay on Catch, KATCH.me /G2 Realtor. This will be up, of course, on Catch forever and on Periscope for the next 24 hours. Again, I'm G2 Verado. I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you very much for checking in. You guys have a great week. It's only Tuesday. Bye.